Plane and showed up. As soon as we got in New York, they circled for 30 minutes and the plane started shaking like this. And I said, they about to crash this shit. And I said, oh, I get it now. They didn't put the regular commercial flight. There are only about 50 people on the plane, so they said, we won't miss them crackers. So they didn't have a big 200. I'm telling you, some stuff going down. But then again, on the other hand, if you rolling on the spirit realm, you exempt from all the dumb shit. You see what I'm saying? You exempt from all the dumb stuff. So we'll go into that in a few minutes and stuff. But let's go on to some other things we need to deal with right now. Get Wishmaster Volume 1 and 2. Wishmaster 1 and 2. The movie Wishmaster 1 and 2. Wishmaster 1 and 2. Now let me explain this. The Wishmaster is a jinn, or the jinn comes from the word genie. And the word genie is in a bottle. You ever heard of the genie in the bottle, and you take the genie out of the bottle and you grant the wishes? Well, that is an alchemical mythology. The genie in the bottle represents melanin. The bottle is the pineal gland. And when you unleash the genie in the bottle, you get the wishes or you get the glory. So the genie is short for jinn. Jinn becomes, you see, then by the time it becomes with Islam, Muhammad and them outlaw all of the ancient Persian and Zoroastrianism, ancient mythology of the Kushite Arabian. So this stuff is some much more advanced stuff that later on was degraded and turned into something evil. You getting it? So the genie in the bottle is basically, when you unleash this spiritual melanated energy, you get the wishes. 3 wishes, three glands, and 3 major glands in the brain. 3 stars in Orion's belt, 3 crosses on Calvary, 3 pyramids in Giza Plateau, 3 spears of the Kabbalah, Jubilee, Jubilee, Jubileum, 3 wise men. You see what I'm saying? 3 blind mice. What's the blind mice? The 3 blind mice is the 3 pineal, the 3 glands in your head. It's blind to the physical world because you need these 2 eyes, but it can see in the spirit world when you tap into it. And old George Clinton and them did a damn song, 3 blind mice on your ass. Dropping this shit. Now, that's what that's talking about, the 3 glands in the head. Anyway, get that movie, because they said, he said, if I get enough people to make a wish, and the last movie was really dropping. She said, what will happen? He said, if you make your final wish, naturally you're going to kill him and save the world. It's always a ritual going on. He said, the jinns walk the earth again if we do this wish. You are the jinn. The jinn just means your inner self, one's own genius. You see, all this stuff that was outlawed, Christianity, Islam, and Judaism outlawed the inner nature of man. You see, okay, let's go on. Now, do you hear this thing? See, this is why we got to take the earth off. We got to really use this time to make a statement and a manifestation, and make the spirits do this. And it can't be done, you see. So now, they said now the other night on Politically Incorrect that from 1776 to 1990, 214 years. 214 years. It took them to get 1 million people in prison. It took them 214 years to get 1 million people in prison. And it only took them 10 years in the 1990s to double the million. That it took them 214 years to do, it only took them 10 years to double that, to 2 million. You best believe that's because they throwed all our behinds in jail. You understand where I'm coming from? Now, we found out some other information based on the melatonin. I want to get this right quick. Now listen to this. Because see, y'all all right? Yeah. Okay. This is the new book, Melanin People, How to Eat and Devour Their Energy. White Luciferian Group reveals their secrets. Also, we have some more of these occult technology and power left over also, which how the white boys say, how you put them in slavery. If you give them freedom and make them think that they are in charge, you can immediately put them in slavery. Now, but I want to show you something. I slept on this book for a while. You see. I slept on this book, and number one, the reason why we give bibliography in books is because the government can exploit you if you don't give bibliography in books. And if you come up and you run off at the doggone mouth, the government, they already know that the people out here don't never believe what we're saying. They're only going to believe what the people say on TV. But they don't mess with you if they know you give them bibliographies. This is the difference between them exploiting Farrakhan and not even mentioning Dr. Ben's name. Because they know if you give a person a book, you can convince that person that night that that nigga on TV is crazy, but if that person can go to the library and read the book and turn to the back and get other bibliography, he can start thinking for himself. You see? So, in actuality, you should always appreciate somebody coming and giving you bibliography. Even if you don't even go and buy the shit, you at least know you got a paper at your house that's got a reference that you can go to in the future if you want to learn something about it, but at least you can quote that shit to some no good niggas that's gonna try to dispute you, even if you ain't got the book in your house. You just quote what Dr. Ben and them said. Go get Christianity before Christ, John G. Jackson. You see? Let them go get the shit.
That's
why Phil Donahue couldn't do nothing with Dr. Jeffers. They got him on there, they started to do that shit. They thought it was gonna be something like some crazy person, and he came with the ammunition. And at the end, Phil Donahue had dropped his head. Because you ain't dealing with no food. Now here's a book called Melatonin, Your Body's Own Natural Wonder Drug. Now I slept on this book by Russell J. Reeder, Ph.D., and Joe Robinson. Russell J. Reeder, Ph.D., and J.O. Robinson. But Reeder is R-E-I-T-E-R, Reiter, or writer, Reiter, I guess, I don't know. You know, I read it like it says in Africa, Reeder. The white boy say W, the E is silent, so that would be writer. You know what I'm saying? Because he's got a bastardized name and try to justify that shit. And your brain is telling you, you know, so this is called Melatonin, Your Own Body Natural Wonder Drug, by Russell J. Reeder, Ph.D., and J.O. Robinson. Now, I'm going to read something up in here, but I'm going to clear up some shit, because see, there's some black doctors that got some excuse that the white boy gave them. And they got this excuse, but I'm going to read something here in a minute. Number one, I want to say this. Do you know that the melatonin pills that they got, guess how they figured out how to make them? First of all, they initially put the melanin and the B12 in the crack cocaine to get it to you so it can get up in your brain and you can't never get rid of it. So after they were successful with that, they said, hey, wait a minute. We have discovered a way on how we can break these things down in pill form and give them to regular white people. So therefore, based on doing this initially with the crack cocaine, they came up with the melatonin pills. Because even cocaine, they say if you originally see it, it's black. And then they bleach it into what you got white like that. Now this is the shit. Huh? Yeah, but this stuff here is straight up from synthetic niggas walking down the street. They bleach it. Because this book proves it once and for all. This book proves it. Now, number one, everything that this book says that melanin cures, we got. So the book proves that we don't catch no disease at all. Everything is administered to us by the doctor. Now, anti-aging, we know that. Prevents AIDS. We got AIDS. But we know that they're giving us the bullshit and telling us that whole thing, you know. They're killing us and calling it AIDS. They say the melanin prevents this so-called HIV. Built-in protection against cancer. Niggas got cancer. Now, hear what I'm saying? They're saying that there is a cure for cancer, AIDS,